Alrighty, we're back at it again with another plant-based production, and today we're gonna make a house-made tomato sauce so we can have a pasta that pairs well with Simone Caesar. Coming in, these vine-ripened tomatoes, organic. We're gonna pull them off the vines. And we're using only the highest quality ingredients. So we're going to peel these first. To peel these, you're going to have to poach them. So I'm going to score the bottom of it like an X, like so. All of them get scored. Bam. So look at that. You're going to put an X in the bottom of them so that when we go to poach these, the skin is going to peel right off and it'll just open right up like a banana. So we're going to drop these into scorching hot water for about 4 minutes. So now we're going to chop up some shallots. And these are all going to get caramelized and put into the our red sauce. Yeah, let's peel these back. And then we're going to mix that with our maui onions, our purple garlic, and then our shallots. This is all going to be the flavor base for the sauce. Alright, so while those tomatoes are poaching, we're going to prep all these items right here. This is kind of the beauty of this recipe is the poaching of the tomatoes and peeling of the tomatoes gives you time to prep the things you need to prep. So, bam. Gonna cut that off. We're gonna degill this mushroom, so this mushroom needs to get the guts kind of taken out of it. This mushroom is what's gonna add to the protein aspect of this dish. Alrighty. So we're gonna cut the stem of the mushroom, and then we're gonna get into the flesh of this. And you want to cut it into probably like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch steakier pieces. Now we've got some fresh basil. This fresh basil is going to be the aromatics and just like a floral aspect to the sauce. So we're going to chiffonade. Alrighty, after you prep all those veggies, we got these beautifully poached tomatoes that we scored, and you can see how easy the skin is to take off after you scorch them. You gotta scorch them. Look at that, it looks so succulent, dude. I just want to bite it right now. But we're not going to do that. These are going to be the base for our tomato sauce. So we're going to de-skin them. It almost looks like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. It's like, bam, look at that. We're going to keep a couple of them whole because we're going to dice those so it gives our tomato sauce a little meatiness to it. Ooh, look at that. Ain't she a beaut? So the ones we're going to keep a little bit whole, we're going to dice them so that this is going to add the meatiness to kind of the sauce base. You don't want to puree all of them. Bam. You want it to be like a chunky sauce, right? I like my girls like I like my sauce a little thick. Little olive oil. And that's our onion garlic shallot mix. And then we're going to add our tomato puree. It's not right unless you play with it a little bit. Now we're going to add the pasta noodles. Little bucatelli. So we got the noodles working right now. We've got the sauce working right now. And the good thing about what we got going on is we're going to make a crostini, and we're going to put the Simone Caesar dressing on the crostini, and it's the best side item. Like, what goes better than garlic bread with pasta with a little bit of our Caesar dressing on it? Absolutely nothing. I know nothing that goes better than that. Except for maybe like good company and a glass of wine. Got a little bit of bay leaf. Bam. Ooh, look at that. Whipping the work. Let's see how the bucatini's doing. It's doing alright. It's not quite there yet. A little bit more umami flavor. Ooh, mommy. Look at that. God, that shit looks gas. We're gonna strain these bad boys. That's not hot at all. Alright, so we're checking back in, seeing how the sauce is doing real quick. Let's give it a whiff. Oh man, I can get lost in that sauce. So good. Oh man. Stay saucy, man. So while that's going, we're gonna get the protein aspect of it going, which is our portobello mushrooms. These portobello mushrooms are just going to be simply salt, peppered, and just a little bit of liquid aminos, because, you know, gotta add that umami. Bam. Bam. Going all in. Full send on the portos. Full send on the brags. Splat. Ooh. We're going to salt and pepper these after these sweat off a little bit of that water weight. You know, this is why we eat healthier, right? So we can sweat off that water weight. Woo! We're going to slim down like these mushrooms. Look, they already like each other. So we're going to take some of the garlic and the onions and shallots that we previously had cooked off, and we're going to add it to our porto mix. Look at that. How does that smell? It smells delicious. Wish you were here. Woo-wee. Now look at that good brown on there. You know? We got a lot of ladies that say they like their food like they like their men. A little brown. But we're going to add the cheesiness into the sauce with a little bit of nutritional yeast. It's got to be good for you. It's got the word nutritional in it. Alrighty. So we minced some onions. We pureed some tomatoes. We skinned the tomatoes. We've got them going right now. We've got the sauce maturing. We got the flavors developing. You know, we're just... It's a pot of love. There's a lot of love going on in here right now. We've already got our protein substitute cooked off with our portobello mushrooms. We got we've got maui onions in here. We've got purple garlic. We've got shallots. We've got a little umami from the Worcestershire, little umami from some Bragg's aminos. And we're going to see how it tastes now. It's looking nice. It's got like a nice dark coloration. It doesn't look so salsa-esque. It looks more like a red sauce, like a little Italian red sauce. Let's see what it's tasting like. Oh, look at the fizzing. Ooh, boy. That's a good bite to eat. And that's not hot at all, dude. We're going to incorporate this sauce onto some noodles. How do you feel about that? So after this sauce has already matured its flavors, we're going to add a little bit of basil. You don't want to add it too early because it browns the basil or it gets the basil darkened. So we're going to add it right now. And we're going to let that aromatic kind of release some oils. And And while we're on the topic of oils, cooking olive oil at high temperatures isn't so good for you. But since we added tomatoes, tomatoes have a bioactive called lycopene that help to neutralize the negative effects of burnt olive oil or high temperature cooking olive oil. This is why places in Italy like Sardinia, which is close to the ocean, this is why these guys live to be over 100 years old, because they're eating food combinations that work well with each other, because not just on a taste level, but on a biological molecular level, it is affecting your body and having a positive effect on your nutrition and the way you eat and the way you feel. So you do your research on blue zones and just see what the people are eating. This has been a staple for the Italian people for centuries. Like, who created the noodle first, the Chinese or the Italians? It's arguable. But in the end, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And this is a good bite to eat, and it's not broken. So let's go. Bucatini. And this is a 100% semolina, vegan, no egg used in that. And then we're going to come in with our newly made sauce. We're just going to spread the love. Ooh, look at that. Oh, man. Fresh basil, chiffonade. And then, boom. This ain't your grandma's spaghetti. A little bit of Simone Caesar. Bruh. Doesn't get much better than that. You know what? It might not even get better than that. It's amazing. Simone Caesar mushroom spaghetti. Brought to you by a plant-based production.